What is up, guys? Cage here. I think we should be live right now. Let me just check a few things and then let's get into the plan of today. Okay, everything is working. Let me share the stream on Twitter and then let me start out with our plan for today. There we go. Alright, so for today I do want to go over a bit of the local picture on what is happening at the crypto market, because yesterday I had a stream where I talked about every high time frame scenario on probably around 10 coins, maybe even 15, about my plan for the coming days, weeks. So let's dive into a bit of the more of the local price action here to see if we can take some trades or have some potential trades coming up. Okay, so yesterday I was talking about Bitcoin and I had my high time frame plans and scenarios sketched out for some opportunities, and these were the two scenarios that I would be interested on the higher time frame to actually look for some investment or some swing trades towards this range high right here, which is at 95k. And now I do want to go over this local picture because I think the scenarios are pretty clear right now, as shown in the chart, and I do want to look at what is happening right here for some possible shorts. So let's zoom in a little. Okay, let me change this breaker into the supply because this breaker overlaps greatly with our supply right now. And this supply is the last push up till we made new lows from there. So that would also mean the expectation order flow would make a lower high here for another lower low. And then I would be looking to target this liquidity right here. So I am looking to trade towards it. Yeah, this is definitely our structure. On the 2 hour, 2 candles up, and we made new lows from there. Okay. Let's see if there's any supply here. Because what we do have is this little drop off. Because as we have this huge buy to sell move that made new lows, we also have that internally. So this is our last local buy to sell before we broke this structure right here. So this would be our supply zone right now, and I do think there's only liquidity above, so we would have to reject from this supply zone. And if we do manage to flip this supply zone, I do expect all of this liquidity to get taken. Of course, grabbing the liquidity doesn't represent a break straight away, but what it does make possible is that we could possibly get a liquidity hunt of that high a break down below, and then we could still follow that order flow towards a new lower low. So this scenario I would be interested in. And I can also see a range forming on the lower time frame. 45 minutes, it's pretty clear because we are uptrending right here, and then we draw in our range from high to low, and then we have our range high and our range low, and we also have our first possible market maker signal that is trying to push price down here. There we go. So how can we play this now? Well, there are most of the time there are two situations here that you want to be playing for a possible, of course, another market maker signal. But in this time, I'm only interested in one of the scenarios. Normally, I would wait for extreme supply here, trend up, break down below, and then we could trade towards the bottom. But because there is a supply zone right here, I do want to touch that before going down. So what I would be interested in here is if price comes up here, creating those good higher lows, those good liquidity lows, then take out this high, touch your supply, break back into the range, and then I would be interested in the scenario right here. Okay, this would be my local plan on Bitcoin. I'm not looking for any longs because this is liquidity, and we are just building up those higher lows till we have enough liquidity taken on the other side to then reverse price towards all of those liquidity lows. Okay, so I do want to wait patiently for the short on Bitcoin here, and this is also all I had to say about the Bitcoin local part here. Yeah. It's a local picture. You should definitely not be looking for longs. For the high time frame picture, once again, I would like to look at these scenarios. Those would be amazing for upsides. Okay, Bitcoin done, local scenario drawn in, so I will be keeping an eye while I'm streaming to this situation if it could play out in the next, let's say, coming hour, but I don't think it will happen in the coming hour. This could play out tonight though. Okay. Bitcoin done. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Okay, yesterday I did sketch in this scenario down here. And there are some facts we have to draw in, and that is we have on the 4 hour, we have this buy to sell that made us new lows. So this would also mean if we can never manage to break this high right here, our expectation order flow would still be another lower low right there. Okay, but we have done something interesting right now, and let's check if there's a refined supply zone here that I can draw in. Everything looks pretty tested. it's just this top. Left a little imbalance below it, so this would be your supply then. The scenario is also in the supply, but I also want to look at the scenario when we sweep that high. Because if we do sweep that high, that means we have not broken structure yet, but it is a liquidity hunt. Okay, we swept all the internal liquidity of our whole up move right now. And we did get a reaction from it, which is beautiful, of course. But also on the 1 hour, first steps would be to break this high in order to get our expectation order flow up. Because this is the high that brought us towards new lows. So even though we are in a little bit of a point of interest, we need those break-off structures in order to confirm the way we want to trade with a point of interest like this. And that is up. Go and zoom in a bit more locally. Yeah, it looks like we already had the distribution here. Let's draw it in. Where these 2 points would be your market maker signals, and it's beautiful to see because this third tap took out your 15-minute structure. Because on the 1 hour it's this pull that made us new low, but on the 50 minutes it is this pull that made us new lows, and we swapped that while giving us our market maker signal there. So 2 times market had the chance to short here, which they absolutely did, because we can see the follow through they have just created, and this would be our market maker supply. So I'm definitely expecting Ethereum to go for more downside now. So let's remove this range because I like it more when we have something like this over the chart. Just cleans up the chart, keeps it clean. There go a range with a market maker supply right there. This is another funny example for a lot of the retail traders, because you have this compression of liquidity here, building up higher lows and making lower highs. What the market always does is it takes out most of one side, like right here, and then you start trending up. But yeah, on Ethereum it is down until proven otherwise for real. So I'm expecting this low, this lower high. I am expecting a new low from here, and then we can try again breaking these highs. But if we cannot, then we will just keep on making those lower lows. Again, the opportunity to short was at this market maker supply, because it was clear that the market makers have grabbed enough liquidity on the highs to now move towards these lows. So this also would have been your trade. This was not even that long ago, but I wasn't at the computer yet, unfortunately. AFAX bleeding. Okay. On AFAX, I mean, it's pretty much the same as I said yesterday in the live stream. If we can hold this low, we can still possibly expect some upside, but of course we would have to start breaking structure. What I am liking is the amount of liquidity that we are building up here, and we also left open a supply here. This could mean the price could be ready to start taking liquidity out from the highs again, to then start reversing. That's a possibility, but this is still is a point of interest of mine. Let's see if there's any good demand points in these two. Let's check it. This is basically all liquidity, but I do want to mark out this little part here. And why this little part? That is because price made new lows from here, and I think we can see it clearly on the 15 minutes. Price made new lows from there, but then bulls stepped in, held the price for the first time, and started breaking towards new highs. So the whole cause of this impulse up is basically this little part down here. So if they are going to give something, then I want to see price come down here, downtrending like this. Let me draw it in with the path. Downtrending like this, get a change of character towards the upside, and then our expectation order flow would be this higher low for another higher high. But right now we have no confirmations of even looking up, because we are still building liquidity on the highs, and that means we need liquidity from the bottom. Where is that liquidity? We don't know until the structure starts shifting. So that is what I would be interested in. Wait patiently here. I don't want to short as well, because there is a bunch of liquidity and no untested supplies there. So it's waiting patiently. Okay, AFAX, nothing too special to see here. Let's go over H bar. Okay. Yesterday we talked about these two range forming. We had this huge range, and then we had a range at the bottom there, which we had an accumulation forming, going over into distribution. Market makers accumulated orders here just to sell the orders there and lure in some buyers to then push the price down again. The situation I talked about yesterday was this possible manipulation leg that we could form down here, to then expect the expansion afterwards. This is one of the scenarios I will be watching, just because we also have a good demand sitting down here. But for the manipulation to happen, we need to see those market maker signals. Like we've saw them right here, each time deviating the low, giving us those market maker signals that the price wants to move up. We need the same here. So for example, we would have this range right now, a low to a high, and this is our confirmed range. We would have to take out this low, build up some more liquidity, trap some people into more longs, take out all of those people, and then start moving upwards. That's the accumulation for you. Great coffee, absolutely great. My first cup of today. So that always tastes nice. H-bar, local picture. Did create some structure. Let's point out our high time frame drop zone though. Yeah, it's basically this part that caused us to leave this little range here. So this would also be your supply. There's not really good structure pointing right now though. This structure is on the 2 hour, the 1 hour, I would say, and there's no structure created here on the 2 hour and 1 hour. So this also means this is the part that made you to new lows, and everything that is happening in between here is still internal, but the expectation order flow would still be that after this lower low, this lower high for another lower low. That doesn't mean a good accumulation can form here for a good scalp towards that zone. Go to the 30 minutes. Because internally, I mean, we are trading a little bit up now. Because internally on the 30 minute, we have created a new low from there. That's also when we broke above that. So on the 30 minute, we are creating this little uptrend now. We have this last push to the downside before we made those new highs. So this would also be our low to hold, to still expect price action to make a higher low here for another rotation towards that high. What I like about this is that we are building up liquidity on the highs. So this could mean that we can get that rotation back to this high again. Let's look at the 15 minute. Okay. What do I like about this 15 minutes? Yeah, I do like this. We now have swapped all of our internal liquidity right there, and we touch this demand block. Because if we go over in the 5 minutes, we were bearish until we've broken structure from there, and then we started going to make new highs. And this happens to be the case to be a 15-minute order block. You can see the good imbalance above it, and it has not been tested yet. And that's also where the price went right now. We have this huge liquidity trail above, and we have this little 30-minute structure that is pointing up. So we do have some confluences. Let's check where all of volume is went. Yeah, all of the volume is right here. So so this is actually looking okay. Oi mate, Soon Sam brother, welcome man. Welcome to the stream once again. I said at the beginning of the stream I was going to, because yesterday I've looked at all the high time frame possible scenarios. Well, today I will be doing a little bit of scalping, day trading, to look really at this local picture and maybe even start taking some trades on stream if the setups are there, of course. Yeah, man. So I'm zooming it way more than I used to. And I do like these lower time frames, but because if we have already done all these high time frames, I can now go to the lower time frame and actually see, take some time for that. So f-axis or a h-bar is not even looking that bad right now. No. And looking at this demand chain, we have tested everything back. We went down, down, down. We got a huge push up, which broke structure. And then we had our first higher low with also a little demand left open. Then the demand we've just touched was a 15-minute order block with an imbalance above it, with also this liquidity right here. So if the market is going to give something towards a new high here, it's going to be over here. This is also the low we have to hold on the 30 minutes to still expect this local structure up. And there's no reason to look for shorts for me right now, because the shorts are over here and not right here. I do want to check where is price. Why is price bouncing off this? Oh, would you look at that? Let me remove this big ass huge demand zone. Let's see if this is shorts done. I mean, if you were in shorts, you should definitely gotten a few profits. Yeah, there's this reaction coming from this refined zone, so we could definitely expect some bounces here, or at least some reaction. And if the local part gives us something, then I am interested in taking the long to this supply here. So what would have to happen on the lower time frame for me to take that long? Check out the 1 minute. Yeah, we basically swept everything we needed to do. We touched everything we needed to do. Now we need that break above. There are a few things I do not like. That is that your 30 and 50-minute structure is sitting right here. So you will have to break this on the higher time frame to get that trend going. But most of the time when you get to this liquidity, then you're just gonna get that one move up, because there's no supply remaining here. You have equal highs. These are just magnets for the price, and I do expect when we get there to just get that move up towards this high because of this huge liquidity trill. Well, maybe. Yeah, we can definitely find some resistance here. This is untouched. This is our last push for the upside till we make new lows. In this little block right here. But on the 5 minutes, this is structure to break. So if we do start to break that structure and we leave open a good demand block the price could come into, then I am definitely interested in taking it towards these equal highs. We get a bit of strength going here. We get that V shape up right here. Then I would be interested in this to take price towards this supply. Yep. Quickly check Bitcoin. Okay, it has reached, made new lows. This is still a valid deviation. Yes, sir. So our range is extending. Yeah, I'm still waiting for this. Because you also have to think it this way. This is also great what we're doing for the shorts, because as soon as we trade below this low, of course you stop all of the buyers out, but what is also coming into the market right here? Sellers are stepping into the market when we go below one of these lows. And where are those sellers going to be? Right there. So that also makes it interesting for the market to come up here again, take out all of those people that have shorted, creating some extra liquidity for the market makers to then stop them out, break structure, and this is your time to shine. So still a waiting game. Oh my. Everyone's so scared with Ethereum, man. You just have these crazy wicks going on Ethereum because there's so much banning, and a lot of big people are just selling their bags on ETH. I was just late for this short soon, Sam, unfortunately. Because I like to short when the market makers give them their signals to. Well, would you look at this? This is this is an insane wick, by the way. What was happening here? The 50-minute, this is the pull that made you towards new lows. And then you started ranging here. I mean, soon, Sam, you can almost copy the strategy I'm using. Because you're watching my stream so often. Sold my short too early on ETH. You're still expecting upside. Well, this is the place that they will have to give it to, brother. Because if they don't give it here, we will have to take out this low. And right now it's still bearish until proven otherwise. What could happen right here, right now is... I do not like it because of this week, though. I really do not. But... we have this range. Correct range with the deviation at the low. I do not like this because this is such a massive wick. So I need to happen is build a little up. Take out this low one more time. Possibly... take out... nah, that's a bit too far for me. I would like to keep this low. Take out this low one more time, and then possibly we can trade towards this supplier. For now, nope, untouchable. Short what's here. 5.5 R. Great trade. Was doing AFX as well soon, Sam. Nothing to be seen here. Waiting for this local part to hit. And then maybe if we can see some liquidity grabbing on the bottom, we can target this liquidity here. Hates bar just now though. Really need to keep my eyes on this. So I want to use my list here. Untouchable, untouchable, okay. Check out injective. What have we swapped here? Look at that. Your extreme liquidity, that's great of course. I always love it when price gives us a reaction from our extreme liquidity. Let's remove this thick line. Place this in here. So this could mean the market has to test something back on the upside for an order to align, because the market cannot just keep printing these red candles forever uninjective, and we've now taken all of this liquidity here. So yes, my most interesting part will be when something like this happens, but price could give us something local here to possibly target this, because this is our last buy before this huge sell, and if we want structure to align, price has to come back here and then make that new low. So that's and maybe attract some more buyers right here to create more liquidity below this low. Could also be the case. Anyways, if there's something local going on here, then it's not that bad to be interested in a scalp. So again, guys, this is scalping modus for me. I'm actually looking for some setups here. Okay, the structure is not the best on the lower time frame, but let me draw in where I want to trade towards to. And why do I want to trade towards this part? Like I just said, this is your last buy before your huge sell move. This would also mean that a lot of people were interested in buying here. And trust me, a lot of people don't use stop losses. So that also means when price comes back here to this breaker block, a lot of those orders, they want to either reverse their orders, they want to sell their orders on break even. So you have two types of people that are coming into the market here, or at least exiting the market. You have the people that had orders sitting right here, they've been completely wrecked, and when price comes back here, they're selling it to break even or reversing the position, which creates selling pressure. Or just people that can see this as a support resistance, and those people are automatically wanting to short as well. So I think this is your sweet spot to take any longs towards to, but the local picture will have to tell us if we can even take a long to that part. So of course, don't get too bullish here. It's just there's possibly a quick scalp coming here because we took all this liquidity. We'll take what the market gives. Yeah, man, if the market gives me something, a good setup, then I'm taking it. Sunday scalps. Sunday is a good day to trade on. 100%. Okay. What is our highest time frame structure? As you can see on the 2 hour, there's just one candle being printed here the whole time, so there's nothing here. But when we start looking at the 1 hour, we had this pullback up and we've made new lows from there. What also happened with this low is the liquidity has been taken from that low and price has been starting to push up, breaking this structure. This would also mean this is your change of character. Go to the 30 minutes. Yeah, we have broken another structure pull from there, but right now this local trend is up, so you want to look at it from a perspective from here, and not because you break this right here with this part. That does not mean you have to hold this low for in order to keep going up. I would just look at this part right here to start looking those reactions and possible upside from. So let's check it, because on the 1 hour this is your valid low. But it really just looks like a little bit of struggling and a push up, and that also makes this a really interesting liquidity point to take out. So little equal lows here, I do not like. Trust me, this gets searched on more often than you would possibly think, really. Market loves these equal lows. What do we also have below it? There we go, that's our origin. We were bearish till this liquidity hunt. So a liquidity hunt is also a possible market maker signal if you're not watching it from a range perspective. And what happened here is we pushed up, we had this pullback down, and that's when we started breaking structure towards the upside. But what looks interesting to me is we have these equal lows above it, which is liquidity, and our point of interest is not hit. So this is your extreme demand, and this is also the part that we got this whole up move from. So this is a really interesting level that I want to watch. Of course, it is not a level that we have to touch in order to go up, but I still want it in my chart. So scenario 1 would be going down, breaking above, and you could have yourself a little, possibly a little scalp if the market reacts correct from this level, of course. As a trader, we just draw on those levels, but we have no idea what the market is going to do with those levels. So never just put your order in there, wait for the market to react from your level, and then you can follow your plan. Alright, what's up everyone, welcome to the stream. If you're new here, let me know some charts. I can pick up a few analysis for you. You can also just chat with us, spar a bit about the market. Would love to exchange our views on the market. It's only a win-win situation. No reason to be scared of that, right? Unless you're really uncertain about your trading, then I mean, there's still a lot that needs to be happened for you then to become a good and profitable trader. If you're scared to represent the views that you're watching. I mean, I would love for someone to disagree with me, because then we can spar about a certain point why I think something could be true, or what he or she thinks also could be true. You can come to objective conclusion together, right? Maybe I can change your mind on a certain thing that you're using, or you can change my mind on a certain thing that I'm using. I'm always open to suggestions and things. Bro, check out LDO again. Oh, I haven't even watched that in a while, man. I have not. Oh, I'm bleeding, bro. Yeah, it's not great, right? The last time I analyzed, I said this could be a point of interest where the market is going to give possible longs, right? But look at this structure. Did the market give any longs? No, they did not. So is it interesting for me to look for possible longs? Nope. We've never broken our structure towards the upside, and it looks like we had a distribution at these highs here. And of course it's a Ethereum pair. I mean, freaking hell, we swept this, and you do want to expect really a reaction from there if we want to go up short forever. There is a scenario I will be watching soon, Sam. That is, because we just swept this, we could possibly start a range here. The range is confirmed because when we get a move up and a push back to the equilibrium, then our range is confirmed. So if this high or this low and this high as two starting points, and if the market makes are really interested in this project still, and because of this all-time low, and the only reason for me to really look for longs on Ludo LDO would be to start deviating this low, get a bit of pushback, deviate it again, or touch extreme demand or take extreme liquidity, and then get that push up. And this just represents accumulation. These are market maker models that happen so often into the market that the only way I will be trading is with these models. Then we could get a move towards this high. It's still a lot of percentage, bro. There is enough to gain here. Yeah, this would be LDO for me. And still looking on the 16 hour though. We're still making new lows, lower high, and we're trying to make that lower low right now. So no signal that market makers are stepping in yet to push the price up, but this is a scenario I would be watching on LDO. And let's actually look what they did at the top here. There's a lot of scenarios going through my head right now. Normally I would just spit them on the screen, but I need to think about this one. It's not the I wouldn't say easiest to read, because you have a few scenarios. I'm just gonna spit out my mind here. Okay, where you are trending up, and when you are trending up you want to draw your range from high to low, which make this your range, and then you straight up have the deviation above. But I do not like these sort of deviations, because everything is really compact here. And it would be nice if we started just trading above that high, but as you can see we just started riddling a bit, like here, not looking very clean. So I wouldn't draw in that range right here. This local range that I'm about to draw in is a bit more advanced. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's go. You know, we are still trending up. So this would be our range. And this is a tough one again. This is a accumulation into distribution, because you have two starting points of your range. This is indeed level 2. It might even be level 3. I mean, if you know the normal scenarios of the range, like suggested right here, they are the easiest ones. These are the more harder ones. You can read them, but it's hard for people to understand the perspective if, you know, if someone just looks at this price action right here and it just looks shit, you know, a big consolidation, but my performance in consolidations are way higher than anyone else their performance, because I know how to trade them. So we have this high, we have this low with our first deviation of the high. Then we started going down, getting a deviation here and here. This is accumulation. So market makers have stepped in here, starting to push the price up. But you have to remember, the possibility is also there on the highs, where we have our 1, our 2, and where is our 3? That is right here. And this one is not below it. But if you had an accumulation, you expect to go to the opposite side. But because of the high time frame right here, you know, we're just trading above this high. The market is getting a bit exhausted. We have built up tons of liquidity right here. So, oh my. So the whole purpose of this accumulation down here was to just grab this extreme liquidity, which makes this also your valid third tap of your distribution. And then we started making new lows from there. We broke below it and started taking liquidity on the bottom. And when we start taking liquidity on the bottom, we're going to build liquidity on the highs till there's enough taken on the bottom. What would be your market maker supply? It would be this block right here. because this is the last bit of buying power before this huge sell move, which redirects off this market maker high. So also, what would be your swing trade right here? It would be this. But it was really early in the morning, I can already see. So I'm not there. And yeah, what can you target? Liquidity on the bottom, right? There's tons of liquidity here. Would almost hit the end target, and then you could have those huge trades because you trade with those market makers, you know? And just because you're patient on just because you're patient on the market and you're waiting for your model. Okay, great bit of analyzing on LDO there. But only scenario for me to be interested, or else gonna make new lows, and then the expectation order flow, and or then it must look really bearish because we've taken out all the liquidity on the left. There's nothing left anymore, and if we do make that convincing new low, it's gonna be scary because there's not much liquidity from the left to be taken, and if there's no liquidity left to be taken, the market have to create liquidity for itself. So one of these scenarios. You could also have this this scenario being put in a lag lower, of course, could also be the case, but it's not great. No confirmations yet, but patient here. Let's quickly go over H-bar and stuff. Yeah, no confirmation yet, right? I mean, price did hit a point of interest, but once again, if we don't get the confirmation that price can switch trends here, then well, then the price is just gonna keep on dumping. Do want to keep this scenario in because it's still the same for me, but another scenario is coming through right now. Because these ranges, you also have them on the lower time frame. If we could do something like this while still holding our point of interest, then I would take this long, and your target would probably be still this supply right here. And this is what trading is. Keep drawing in your scenarios, and if one of the scenarios you draw out comes to play, then you need to enter that market. ETH, nothing. Yeah, I was actually looking at injective before we went to LDO. Because LDO just looks terrible. Alright. But we also have to look at the facts. Even though this is a point of interest, our 1 hour structure, we still broke there. This could mean our order flow is switching, because this is what brought us up to new highs, but we also flipped it now towards the downside if we manage to close this candle below. Because candle opening and closing on the time frame that your structure is valid is a break. And if we do get this break, then another scenario switches out. That is this. This is scalping, just following the order flow on every way possible. Two scenarios here, nothing else, no. Link, yeah, wasn't looking too great. Everything is the same for me now. I think we just made new lows. Oh my. This is crazy, right? I mean, Sunsam, you've seen this so freaking often right now, and it's no coincidence anymore when you're trending up, because this move up, down, and we broke structure, so this would be our range. And we have our first market maker signal, which is also your structure on the 1 hour that we swept with the liquidity hunt. And there's two ways to play this. You either grab extreme liquidity, touch extreme supply, or go above this high one more time. But at this time, there was no reason to come above this high anymore, because this high already took out your swing structure that is pointing like this. So expectation order flow was still this lower high for this lower low to make another lower high for this lower low. And this is not a break. This is a liquidity hunt, also combined by this range. And what we did here is we touched extreme supply. And that's our signal. So how could we have played this? This is hard to... yeah, I don't think I would have been in this trade. Because in order to get that rotation, you need to start breaking structure, and this is one move up. And then this is not a break of structure. And then this is not a break of structure, but you did make new highs. What made those new highs is this pullback. So this pullback is relevant to break, and if you start to break this, then you have your confirmation that you're going towards this side of the range. But there's no trade to be preset here, I think. So you would have to market this, market the break, stop loss below. But look at this RR, it's 0.72. Yes, even though it can have some follow through because of our high time frame order flow, I would not take this trade because the RR towards our technical target is just too shy. And I wouldn't say there's a bunch of liquidity here that I would want to take the trade with. So what other options did you have here? Yeah, you didn't have any in my opinions, no. Most of the time, it wants to bounce also on your old liquidity, while these were equal highs. Loves to test equal highs back, then this would be my optimal trading zone to get that reaction from. And this also would have been the place I would have preset stop loss above that supply tap that broke structure down here. And which you look at that, then you would have a 3 RR towards your technical target. That is a great trade, but I would have been front ran if I was at this time at the market. What's up everyone, welcome to the stream. If you're new here, come chat with us. Me and Sam are freaking owning this stream. He needs a few more streams and he becomes a market maker. Freaking market makers. A lot of people have rumors about market makers, like they don't exist and stuff, but oh man, they are here. Ladem. Ladem. Welcome to the stream, buddy. How are you, brother? How has your weekend been? I don't see quants. Like the whole word. Do you mean the coin quant? Quantus DT? Let me know. Wow. Oh, brother, do you mean this coin? Let me check. Or QNT. There's two options here. I think it would be this one on Bybit, has more volume. So let me know, brother, then I'll pick it up. QNT or just Quant? QNT, okay. Perpetual. Okay, this is fun. So far so good, mate. And yours? Brother, I'm grinding out here. Yesterday streamed. Soon Sam was there also, of course. And it was a great stream. Really some valuable knowledge has been spit. And just uploading consistently. I still have to record a video today that I have on my to-do list, which is fine. Cage is blowing up. Next month, 1,000 subs. 100%. Bro, if that happens, then I'm gonna do a giveaway. I'm gonna give away a eval account on the Nasdaq. If next month we hit 1,000 subscribers, then I'll do it. No cap. A man of my word. Following God's journey here. Yeah, bro, we're in the momentum. Cannot be stopped. At least, but then again, you're saying a lot, but yesterday there is no upload on the chart, Smith, so no more talky, more doey. You need to have a video prepared for the weekend, even if you're not online. You need to prepare it on Friday, so the video is scheduled for an upload. Man of God, I see. I wouldn't say I have my beliefs particularly in one God. I don't think there's multiple gods, but what I'm trying to say is I believe in something, but I don't know what personally yet. So how about you, Sun Sam? Are you a man of God? Are you a man of Allah? Could be. Respect to everyone. Talk to you tonight. Good luck. Thank you, brother. Will do. It definitely doesn't hurt to believe. Your standards and morals of a believer are always way higher than an atheist. And once again, I wouldn't say I'm an atheist, because I do believe in something, but I haven't just figured out what yet. But I don't hurt to believe. That means you're a believer, Sam? Is your name Sam, by the way? Because then I'll just call you Sam. Believe in Quant. Let's get to Quant now. Let's stop burning Ladem about his YouTube channel that he hasn't uploaded yesterday. Yep, Sam. Okay, brother, if you don't mind, then I'll call you Sam from now on. And if you do mind, then it's still gonna be soon Sam. Quant is rough, brother. Let me check if there's any chart with more data. Binance. Cool with me. Okay, cool, brother. Let me check. I'm just checking what chart has the most data. But it really has been started here on Binance. Okay, this is... Soon Sam until alt season. Well, alt season hasn't started yet, so alright. Soon Sam. That doesn't mean if you start hearing me say Sam, that doesn't mean that you straight away have to buy alts. Even though You have the beliefs in me, the beliefs in my ability to analyze. You still just... If I call you Sam, don't buy. Quant. That's the signal, 100%. So I'm gonna have to be really careful with my words. We can check in a few things on the dominance right here to see if actually alt season is around the corner or not. Soon, Sam. Okay, but Quant, this is taking way too long. Just start. What I do not like is since we had this massive push, we took out all of this liquidity. This is literally every single liquidity left. Let me check what's happening here. Yeah. Still against this supply. 3-day order block. Let's just draw it in. There we go. That is what brought us down. Nah, this looks ugly as hell. This liquidity enough. This is enough for now. So, let's just start following our weekly structure then. Yeah, it was right here. We made a pullback towards new lows. We failed to break the high, but we kept the low. And we also had a little manipulation down here before that expansion up. Crypto hard to read. Yeah, I'm over that phase, man. I'm over that phase that everything is hard to read. It's all pretty simplified for me myself now. All I have to do is follow the plan I've made with my analysis, and then everything will be alright. So from there, we added this little manipulation down here. We took out the low, and then we got that massive move up. So this would also mean if you manage to keep this low right here, we could still expect upside on Quant. We could expect price to downtrend here, get that break up, and then we can start trading possibly towards this high again. Isn't Quant this meme coin that absolutely blew up because someone scammed 60,000 or something on this coin? Or is that a way different coin? I think this is a different coin, to be honest, because it's been around since 2022. Our big pull up till we made new lows. Yes, this is a valid range, but looking at this range, we haven't really have gotten that range behavior, even though we've deviated this, because we just went up and straight up boom down. What I would prefer is some time in the range, right? So you can actually see this is a respected range, but still gonna have to draw this in because we are in a higher time frame pivot point. Let's extend this, and yes, this could also be our first signal. Refine, this is also your good demand zone. And we have a little refined zone down here. So why do I draw this in? That is because we have a reason to go lower now. We have possible reasons to start doing this now. This is also where I would be interested in Quant on the higher time frame. Partners with Oracle. Okay, finance coin. Sounds like a real project, but But once again, the technicals are still allowed for this coin to happen for order that a price. So even though a project is really really bullish and you think the project has been doing great stuff, so that means that was your fundamental analysis, right? That doesn't mean the coin has to go up. Okay, because if the chart doesn't show market makers getting into position to buy this coin up, then well, the price is just going to keep on dumping, no matter how good the project is. Okay. Escprod, hey, I discovered your content recently. Great stuff. Thank you, my man. Thank you for being here. Do you have one general entry model you use more often than others? When and if you're scalping crypto on lower time frames, also any kill zone preference? I do not have any kill zone preference. Right now it's the weekend, of course, so there's not really a time to trade. Kill zones have been more interested recently, and that is, I would say, the last year in crypto, and that is because of course you have the New York Open, the New York ETFs. People are actually in America buying Bitcoin and selling Bitcoin, so those points are interested things. Let me see if I can find a few examples here. This is weekend, so those zones don't count. But for example, a high created by London right here, and then after PM you take it out, this reacts as a more valuable liquidity point than just any other high. So I would say session highs and in timing is a bit more important through the week of Bitcoin. Yeah, but am I basing my trades off of that? No. I have multiple entry models, man. I do have a lot of value with basic market structure because that works so well for me. Combining that with liquidity and the recent range trading I've been, I wouldn't say learning, I've already mastered it. I've been doing it for a year, 1.5 years now. And that is stuff like this. So waiting for the market maker signals to then step in. I'm not just entering price in things like this. I'm not just going in there. But for example, on ETH, we had this trade. Was a great trade. If you look at the market structure, it's about, for me, it's about combining a few things for an order to take a trade. So we have this 50-minute pull towards the highs and then a push towards new lows. This means on the 15-minute time frame, everything that is happening between these two levels, our expectation order flow is still a lower high for a lower low. But that does not mean I'm just entering off this supply zone with my stop loss above the high and we targeting low. No, this is where combining a few things comes to place. And I really have a lot of value, and this has been sort of my thing lately, is the market maker signals. You know, it sounds really, you could say stupid, but that's just how I call it, because the market makers, in my opinion, are giving those signals in the chart. So if we take, for example, Ethereum, we had this trade today where, like I said, the 15-minute structure was pointing down, and then we actually started ranging. And when we are ranging means consolidating. And if the market is consolidating between a block, we are building liquidity on both ends to then take out one side of the liquidity and then move towards the other side of the liquidity. And that is what has been happening right here. So the 50-minute, we had these two market maker signals. This is a TCT schematic. This is your starting point of the range and your low. And when you keep on taking these highs out, this could mean when you come above a high, you lure in buyers into the market. So more stop losses go below these lows when we go above a high. And also what happens, the people that have been shorting this move, because we also went a bit under this low right here, more sellers come into the market. So this is a sell move that creates liquidity above here. So when price comes back here and hits those stop losses, buy orders come into the market. And that makes it interesting for the market makers to then press their sell button, like we've seen right here. Then we kept the low one more, creating more liquidity. Another sell move, creating more liquidity above this high, and we're taking out one more time while also grabbing our structure high right here. This is such a high confluence play because you have this liquidity building up down here, and with your third tap you cannot have 4 in my opinions. That's not great. Then we got this break towards the downside, and if we look at the lower time frame, we were still bullish here and we tried to make new highs from here, right? But that is when the seller stepped in and got a massive push down, and this also confirms that the market makers have stepped in here to short Ethereum. This was your market maker supply. We started building liquidity on the highs, which means we need liquidity from the bottom. And this would be one of my my entries. And do I have more entry models? It's different, brother. It's hard for me to explain that because I just look at the chart and I just cross off a certain few things. Is there manipulation happened? And that is one of the most important things for me, because has the price been manipulated, like right here? If the question is yes, then I can look for shorts or longs, depending on what the market gives. And I wait for these consolidations, man, because then that's when I shine the most. In these consolidations, I can read them like a book, and that's where I base my trades on. Because once again, when you're consolidating, you're trapping people into longs and into shorts till the market has grabbed enough liquidity on one side to then reverse the price towards the other side. I hope it was a kind of a long answer, brother. But it's basically the same for me on lower time frame and higher time frame. You just combine those two, right? Because this was an entry on the lower time frame, on the 10 minutes, on the 5 minutes. This was an entry on the lower time frame, but the confluences created on this short were at the higher time frame, because on the 1 hour you had this pull down that made us new lows, so expectation order flow was this lower high for a new low, and we had the same on the 15 minutes. This made us new lows. We grabbed all of the liquidity with the third tap. That's when we got this beautiful trade. Well, awesome breakdown on ETH, man. Excited to follow your content for more insights. I really appreciate of hearing that, man. That's enjoyable to hear as a trader. If you have any coins you want to request or looking at yourself, then definitely let me know, man. I'll analyze it. That's no problem. I was looking at a few things right now. Okay, look, this there could be something going on here. Like discussed earlier in the stream with my brother Sam. He's also in the chat. This could be a point of interest on H-bar to look for longs. So on this 30 minute, this was your last pull towards the downside before we started breaking structure above. So that also means if you can manage to keep this low, we can still expect a rotation towards this high again, which is just following your order flow. You have also a bunch of liquidity being built up here, and this is your point of interest. Taking out all of the internal liquidity right here, and we've come down to the core of your push where you broke structure, and this whole move is caused. So if the market wants to give us longs here, then we'll have to do right here. So I've been getting chopped on ETH this past month, actually, still figuring out how to stay clear of ranges and the choppiness that comes with it. Then you're at the right address, man, because range trading is what I do. And I think it's easier than people think. There are a lot of rules that come with it, but it's easier than people think, yeah, for sure. But once again, the knowledge that I'm spitting right here is also the work of literally 3 years of 3 years of grinding and not been profitable and struggling with the strategy, struggling with the emotions. And I'm at the point, that's also why I started YouTube. I'm at the point where that's pretty much in control. So I want to journal my journey, as well as in crypto as on the NASDAQ. Chopped on ETH. Yeah, ETH is hard. Was kind of hard to trade lately though, but at the same time, it has not been, because I think the market hasn't been any more clear lately than in other times. Because if you just make it simple for yourself, like, I don't know what strategy you're using, right? I don't know if you're using support resistances or any of that thing. If you would like to share something on that, then I would love to know how you trade, brother. Are you a swing trader, scalper? What is pretty much the strategy in a nutshell that you use? Because on ETH, we have this 4-hour market structure pool where this is our low, this is our high, and we've made new lows from there. So still, everything that is happening between here, our expectational order flow is that lower high for a new low. Okay. You have a simple trick, it's called premium and discount. You can search for longs in the discount and shorts in the upper section, but don't use it that often. ETH did give us some longs here though. It's another great example, Sunsam, like we've just discussed, because it's been going absolutely insane. This broke structure towards the upside. So this would be our range. And then we have our range low, our range high, our deviation 1 and our deviation 2. This is a liquidity model for you. Even with all this choppy price action, it is still really easy to read. These are market maker buy signals. And when you start breaking structure after your third market maker signal, that's when you have your entry. This was a bit hard because we broke it right here. This would have been your trade towards the high, 2.6 RR. Just exampling things here, right? And then what we did not hit our technical target with all of this liquidity being built on top. Because if we're building liquidity here and grabbing liquidity here, it's waiting patiently for a market structure shift to go towards the liquidity that we've just built. But what happened was actually pretty interesting, is we created another range right here. And what we had here was selling signals. So this concludes we needed more liquidity from the bottom for in order to get that move up. And that's also where you could have shorted here towards the range low and you would have your play. And that's also you're assigned to take profit in any long positions you are and de-risk. I'm more of a scalper and lower time frame. I mostly use money flow with RSI trendline breaks with VWAP confluence, and finally fib optimal trading entry. Okay, that's a really interesting strategy. That's pretty much everything I stay away from. But how is that strategy been going? Because even if I disagree with some strategies and some indicators, if they work or not, if someone is profitable with those strategies, then they automatically have my respect, you know? And I have nothing to say to them anymore. Because if a strategy works for you, then it works, right? But brother, how has that strategy been treating you? How's your trading journal going? I've noticed my problem with my trades are I tend to chase trades as soon as I take a loss. Yeah, trading 80% emotional, brother, and that is the hard reality of trading. And I don't know how long you've been trading for, but brother, it at least takes 1 or 2 years before you start to master that. And for a lot of people, why everyone quits is because they get addicted to this shit. This shit can be the same as gambling. So you have to watch out with your emotions. You need the right mentor in order to get through this, because I've not started alone myself. I've also had a mentor that has been trading for 9, almost 10 years now, and he teach me pretty much everything. Right now we do trade a bit differently, but when I had the basics under control, I started seeing my own things into the market, like these little models. That's when I pretty much switched a bit of the strategy to more, you could call it smart money concepts, but smart money trading. But this is actually smart money trading, okay? Not the shit you see on YouTube, Insta, everywhere. Oh, this number is so bad. Esprot, if you want to see any analysis, then I would love to pick it up for you. Sunsem said not ICT. No, it's definitely not ICT. I do have to say, the strategy on crypto is way different than on the Nasdaq, because I do trade a lot of Nasdaq. I have two funded accounts on the Nasdaq that I'm trying to get payouts with, and that journey on the Nasdaq, I've been recording everything on YouTube since I have my strategy put in place. So yeah, doing everything as transparent as possible. I understand, but overall the strategy is pretty good with a decent win rate. That's good to hear. Win rate is not everything though. If your risk to reward is also at least a 1 to 2, then you are good. Just got to get this psychology and discipline under control. It's the hardest part of trading, brother. And better understanding the less is more concept. Yeah, just pick your A+ setup, man. There has been a week that I've not even taken a trade on crypto, so it's just waiting for your setup to come around. And it's not a get quick rich something, right? Trading is really something you have to live. What are your thoughts on Bitcoin for the upcoming weeks? And also Peanut has been trading really well with some... Okay, I'll get to Peanut in a second. Let's overview Bitcoin first. Peanuts is interesting because I've removed it off my watch list since it has been absolutely went to the bottom a few months back. Yeah, brother, keep me updated in your journey. I mean, I can still help you. And also, if you want to get into contact with me, I have been creating a little Discord server, a little community. And yeah, we're just trying to build a group of traders that we can standard trade with and share our views on the market, right? I mean, it's better to trade with a group, a community, than trading alone. So I'll share that link in the chat if you're interested. And if you're not, then enjoy the content. Bitcoin for the next coming week. So I'm gonna stay off this low time frame for now. Let's remove these big ass arrows. Absolutely, we'll get in touch. I shared the link, brother. You can join the Discord. Then I'll promote you to a member. And you can also ask questions in that Discord about anything, any charts. I'm pretty much online every day. I do not like this song. I need to switch it. I need to put on one song that I do like. It's my get into the flow song. Okay? It's always on my videos, always. But I like this. It gets me into the thinking flow. Okay, brother. Bitcoin for the next coming weeks. What do I expect? Right now, it is down until proven otherwise. I do have two scenarios I want to watch for some great trading opportunities. I have them in the chart right here. Because as I have just shown in multiple times with Ethereum, you know, those market maker signals, you get it. We had one right here. We traded below the low, we got back in, and we started going up. But we have been building liquidity for 2 weeks. And a lot of people call this an upwards channel that just broke down below now. But what I see is every time we got above the high, we are taking liquidity from the highs. Till we've grabbed enough liquidity, we've also touched a 8-hour order block with that, eliminating all of our supply right here in the chart. Till we've grabbed enough liquidity here to then reverse price towards the liquidity that we have just built, which is, I think, could be this low, or it could be this low right here. Because there's two ways to play this possible liquidity schematic. Because on the higher time frame as well, we are building liquidity on the highs till we have grabbed enough liquidity on the bottom to then reverse price towards the liquidity that we've just built. So two scenarios here that I am interested in, and this is one of them. Take out extreme liquidity and then start breaking structure internally towards the upside, and I would be interested in investments in swing trades here towards that 95k of Bitcoin, because that is your technical target of a accumulation like this. So again, I'm not closing everything above here because you can leave some runners for some possible follow through towards all-time high. Second situation is this one right here, another that we're gonna trade another time below this low. Take out all of this liquidity that we have built with this move up, take it out, get back aggressively in this range, and then this is your moment again to take the trades as soon as you start to break structure when you come inside that range. Okay, these are the two high time for scenarios I'm really eager in watching for possible longs and long-term longs on Bitcoin. I do think these scenarios are really valid. I do like them. With this scenario, we would touch our demand block right here, which would be absolutely insane as well. Because this is the part that basically broke us off this accumulation, and then we started pushing up. And you know, price was also down here pretty easy to read with this concept. If you're building liquidity on the highs, You're gonna do so until you've grabbed enough liquidity on the lows to then reverse price. These are my scenarios on Bitcoin, brother. The only two scenarios that I would be watching for longs on the higher time frame. Looking at this local picture, it's down until proven otherwise. This is our high that brought us all the way towards new lows. So that also means if we can manage to keep this high, we will keep on making new lows internally. And that's also why I would be looking at a possible short here. But this could be your first market maker signal. Trading below a low, luring a lot more sellers into the market. Where are those sellers going to be? Above this high. Good supply here. And break below, this would be your entry. Definitely looking at that today. Because again, we are building up liquidity on these lows now. Until we've grabbed enough liquidity on the highs to then reverse towards the liquidity that we have just built. I can freaking make a quote of this on my wall. That's crazy. But it are facts though. Those were my views on Bitcoins, man. If you have any questions, then let me know. Peanuts. From your experience, it is usually 3 liquidity taps for the market maker signals or more. No, it's definitely 3, man. It's definitely 3. It's based on Wyckoff. If someone knows Wyckoff, let me know. But this is a simplified version of the Wyckoff strategy. And Wyckoff is basically order filling of market makers. Wyckoff was a trader many years back that was really successful with this Wyckoff model. And this is a way to play it the simplified way. Wyckoff the OG, yeah. Oh my, really rock bottom. First thing, really simple. This was our last pull that made us new lows, okay? And that also means if we manage, even if we come all the way up here, our order flow will still be a lower low. Okay, it's not looking really bullish for peanut now. But that does not mean you can find longs here to go towards this level. If I see market makers filling up their orders down here, then I'm interested in longs. Because we are at the really high time frame. Yeah, this is trash, brother. This is not great. Because what we are doing, these are equal lows, I think. No, they are not. Okay. This comes down to what I've said again. We are building a lot of liquidity on the lows, and this is how you do not make bottoms this way in the crypto market. You just not except for Ethereum, okay? But that's that's a different story. Because if you start to make all of this liquidity on the bottom, you're gonna do so until you've taken enough on the highs to take out the liquidity on the bottom. I am not starting to like this. We have hunted really important liquidity here, because this is the pullback that got us towards new lows. So also if we stay below this high, then our expectation order flow is still that lower low. And yes, you can argue there's a wick above it, it's a break. No, it is not. A break is a candle opening and closing above the level that your structure is valid. So this will be a liquidity hunt. The liquidity is swept and your structure is intact. All right. What did we do from there? Because this is interesting price action. This isn't the easiest to read, you know. A lot of people will get trapped by these certain things. Let's see if I can draw any ranges here. This one is valid. Yep. Good for some intraday scalps though, could be. I start at the high time frame, I go and then I go to the lower time frame and we'll see what's going on here. By the way, this is the last chart I'm gonna do before I'm gonna end the stream, unless somebody still has a chart request. Okay, I've been live and talking fire for 1 hour and 40 minutes now. And I can also tell that by my voice. So this could be signal one of the market makers pushing the price down. I have not gotten any signals down here yet. No, we're just leaving open liquidity with a lot of retail stop losses below it. Going 16 hour. So there's two ways to play this. This is interesting because on the higher time frame you can see this little pullback before we made new highs, and our order flow was still bullish then. But what happened here? Sellers stepped into the market, and we've made a change of character here. Because if we're really that bullish, we would have to hold this low, but we did not. And I can also see on the 1 hour this is all untouched. So this is your extreme supply. This is the first time the seller stepped into the market to reverse price. So scenario one. It's looking for shorts up here. Of course you have the model where you have the 1, 2 and 3 here. But you can also go above this high one more time. I do not like that scenario because you have to ask yourself, do we have a reason to come above this high anymore? And I don't think so. We have taken everything out right here, this wick, and we can now expect price to just react from that part, I think. Either that, take extreme liquidity, there we go. Two scenarios on the higher time frame to catch the bigger moves and also the good scalps, of course. first impressions I'm getting is if we started trending like this the whole way, you have to touch your extreme supply every time and you have to come close to your low every time before we can get that power up. That's not strength. Strength is if you push up here, test aggressively, and then go up. So we're not really getting that strength here, but once again, you are building up the really juicy liquidity. That does not mean you can still get a reaction from here to trade towards a bit of liquidity on the highs, because as long as you're building liquidity on the bottom, you still have to take away from the highs. So hold this low and you can still expect price to move up. Okay, this is interesting. On the 4 hour, if we draw in our structure, this got us to new lows, but we broke structure towards the upside. So on the 4 hour time frame, we can now expect a higher low for another higher high. Yeah, for your first point of interest, right here, this is your last pullback before you broke that structure. Do want to draw in where is all the volume went. That break, it's down here. Okay, do we have any order block? Okay, our 6 hour, 8 hour block, even 12 hour, but that's a bit too big for me. Let's see how this 6 hour block aligns. Yeah, it's basically our whole sell move before we broke structure towards the upside. Because all of the volume is right here, I also prefer this zone over this zone. But I still do have to watch price action here, because we could make this higher low here for that higher high, but we need to wait on local confirmation. So that means we need to start trending down, getting a break above, and then we can start trading towards these highs again. This is one scenario, and the other one would be create the range. You know, wait for that manipulation that I'm always talking about. Price goes sideways, consolidate, building up liquidity, take out that liquidity, and then break structure, and we can start moving the other way. Exactly the same for the bottom here. I do not like these zones overlapping like this. It does not look clean in the chart. Let's see if I can refine something. This can go on this 30-minute block. Yeah, this is basically it, brother. But I would prefer price to come back here, because this is where the orders got filled before this push up. So when price comes back here, the question is, are the people that have filled their orders right here? Because you kept on wicking the lows, so there are some order filling here. Are they ready to push the price up again if price comes back here? Or have they sold their positions that they've skilled in here? Could also be the case. That's why we're waiting on local confirmation. Also because that is a 10% gain. Enough percentage to make money on. Yeah, that's peanut, man. Waiting patiently, 2 point of interest, no reason to short here. The real shorts are over here. everyone, I want to thank you for being here on the stream. I hope you were enjoying my analysis. And a lot of knowledge have been spit. I'm just quickly gonna check out the charts here. Okay. Still the same for me on H-bar. Still the same for me on Bitcoin. If we can manage to keep building these higher lows while coming up, then that would be definitely great. Yeah. Haven't done that many charts today. I've been more talking with everyone here. For sure, thank you for that breakdown, man. I joined the Discord too. Excited to be part of the community. Brother, amazing that you're being here. The fact that you're in the stream and you're willing to join the Discord, that means you're willing to improve. And if you're willing to improve, then you're definitely at the right address, because that's what we are all about. Improving, improving, improving. As a trader, you can always learn more. Okay, if there's no any chart requests left, then I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. Once again, thank you all for being here. Join the Discord if you haven't. And you can share your charts, your views on there as well. And I'll get my my comment on that. See you Monday soon, Sam. I'm most likely gonna be live again Monday. Yes, I'm trying to get this everyday streak. Sometimes there's a day I will not stream, but most of the time, yes, I'm trying to upload every day, stream every day, and keeping this consistent basis up. So that means my life is trading and sharing the trading on YouTube. That's all I'm doing, guys. Dedication, you call it. Nasdaq, yeah, we can trade the Nasdaq again, man. We are up on the funded account, 4R. So let's see if we can come closer that week. Last week I've only taken one trade on the Nasdaq. These were test subject trades, fortunately. Brother, I don't even know where I took the trade anymore. I won't lie to you. I would have to look at my journal. Oh man. Yeah, I have no idea. Okay, guys, thank you all for being here. I'll see you all in the next stream. And we'll keep in touch, Esprod. See you in the next one, guys. Cage is out.